Almost every question was a question worth asking. I really love that because what it implies is that science was invented, and it was invented relatively recently. Generally, the Royal Society is credited with fleshing out the basics of the scientific method, and the Royal Society was founded in London in 1660. Shortly after this, there was a real boom in terms of medical sciences. So, cure for scurvy, visualizing blood cells, vaccines. It was 1867 when Joseph Lister implored surgeons to wash their hands between patients, um, which actually he was initially ridiculed for. But eventually, obviously, surgeons got the message, as I think we all did. And it wasn't until 1879 that Wilhelm Wundt started the first psychology lab at the University of Leipzig. And then here we are today. By the way, this line is to scale. I translated pixels into years. And so I really wanted you to see visually how long the lag was. Psychology lagged behind the rest of the sciences by more than 200 years. And so the question is, why were we so late to the party? There is a very specific answer here, too, and it has to do with this guy, Rene Descartes. He was a philosopher, a natural philosopher who was alive at the time of the founding of the Royal Society, and in fact is a member, and is really famous for one particular phrase, cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Descartes was being a good critical thinker. He was taking what he assumed to be true and testing his conclusions and his beliefs by doubting them in order to find out what he could actually be certain of. So, one of the things that he assumed to be true was that he existed in the physical world, that he had a body. But he thought, well, actually, I could be the hallucination, the elaborate hallucination of somebody's mind. And so while I think I have a body, it could be that that's a total illusion. However, so using this method, he went on to doubt whether he had a mind. And what he thought was, I can't actually doubt my existence as a thinking thing. I think, therefore, I am. Literally, the fact that he was thinking was the evidence that he existed as a thinking thing, and it was the first suggestion that the mind and the body were different things.